A prophet sent by God, obedient, bold, until he listened to a lie. And it cost him everything. This isn't a story about rebellion. It's a story about deception, about how even a faithful man can be led astray. Not by a loud enemy, but by a familiar voice. He heard the voice of God. He followed the command. But then another voice came. A trusted voice, a spiritual voice, a wrong voice. In 1 Kings chapter 13, we witness the danger of spiritual compromise. It begins with a prophet, a command, and a king. His name is never given. We only know him as a man of God from Judah. But God gave him a mission. Go to Bethel, speak against the altar that King Jeroboam has built. When you finish, do not eat, do not drink, and do not return the way you came. It wasn't just a message, it was a test of obedience. Bethel had become a city of false worship. King Jeroboam had set up golden calves, false priests, and pagan rituals. The man of God entered boldly as the king stood by the altar to make his sacrifice. Then the voice rang out, "O altar, altar, thus says the Lord, the son shall be born to the house of David, Josiah by name. He shall sacrifice the priest of the high places on you, and men's bones shall be burned upon you. And as a sign, the altar will split, the ashes would pour out." Jeroboam raised his hand and shouted, "Seize him!" But his arm withered in place. Frozen, useless. The altar cracked, the ashes spilled to the ground, and the king, trembling, begged, "Plead with the Lord your God that my hand may be restored." The man of God prayed, and God healed him. "Come with me, eat, refresh yourself, I will give you a reward." But the man of God replied, "Even if you gave me half your house, I would not go with you, nor would I eat bread or drink water in this place. For the word of the Lord commanded me, you shall not eat bread nor drink water, nor return by the same way you came." And so we left, not by the main road, but another path, quietly returning home. The story should have ended there, but it didn't. In that same city was an old prophet. When he heard what the man of God had done, he saddled his donkey and rode out to find him. He found him sitting under an oak tree. The man was tired, hungry, alone, but faithful. The old prophet said, "Come with me and eat." And the man of God replied, "I cannot return with you, nor go in with you. Neither will I eat bread nor drink water with you in this place. For I was told by the word of the Lord, you shall not eat bread or drink water there. Do not return the same way you came." Then came the deception. The old prophet said, "I too am a prophet like you, and an angel spoke to me by the word of the Lord, saying, Bring him back with you to your house, that he may eat and drink." But he was lying. The man of God hesitated, and then he rose and followed him back. They sat together at the table. The food was prepared. The deception was complete. But then the word of the Lord truly came, this time through the liar's own mouth. The old prophet stood and spoke. "Thus says the Lord, because you have disobeyed the command of the Lord your God, and have come back, and have eaten bread and drunk water in the place of which the Lord said, you shall not eat or drink there. Your body shall not come to the tomb of your ancestors." Silence filled the room. The man of God rose, saddled his donkey, and left quietly. Not far from the house, a lion met him on the road. And it killed him. But he did not eat him. He did not touch the donkey. The lion stood beside the body, still, silent. A sign. The prophet's death was no accident. The old prophet heard what had happened. He went to retrieve the body. And when he saw it untouched, guarded, he wept. He buried the man in his own tomb and said to his sons, "When I die, bury me beside him." But because deep down he knew the truth, this man had been sent by God and he had obeyed until the moment he didn't. He started well. He stood against kings, spoke truth with power, walked in obedience when it was hard. But in the moments of weakness, he listened to the wrong voice. And maybe that's you. Maybe you've obeyed, but you're tired, confused, alone under an oak tree somewhere in your walk, and the wrong voice comes along, sounding holy, sounding right. And if you're not careful, you will trust a lie in the name of God. This story is strange, uncomfortable, haunting even, but it's here for a reason. It's not just a warning about false prophets, it's a warning about drifting even after we have obeyed. The man of God began well, but in the moments of weariness, he listened to another voice. A voice that sounded holy, a voice that used God's name. But it wasn't God's voice. And that's the danger. In a world of noise, in a world of half-truths, and God told me. This story asks us to stay anchored, because one wrong turn, even after we've done right, can cost us more than we think. If this story challenged you, don't forget to subscribe to the Cinematic Bible, where forgotten stories are brought to life with beauty, weight, and purpose. Leave a comment. Have you ever felt unsure about a voice you thought was from God?